Boom. You may have been wondering, who is Harold Camping, and why is this handsome devil on TV this week?
Of course you have. Oh, that silver fox.
Harold Camping is an American Christian radio tycoon who occasionally dabbles in mathematics, in the same way that Charlie Sheen dabbles in comedy. The results are not dissimilar, in that while most people ridicule him, they've somehow earned the authors a dedicated following.
Harold C. has been in the news lately because he says the world is going to end at 6 p.m. on May 21st, 2011, which by my counting is right about
Today?
Depending on how long YouTube's approval turnover is, yes. His predictions come from the good book itself, and his brain, which is not so good. He lays out several proofs, and you better be wearing a helmet because he's about to blow your mind with math.
According to Harold Campo, there was a flood in 4990 BC, and when God told Noah a hard rain was going to fall in 7 days, he was actually talking about the end of the world. Since 1 day to God is 1,000 human years, the world's end must therefore be in 7,000 years after Noah flooded the earth. And 7,000 years after 4990 BC is 2010, so we're all safe. Except there is no year zero in the Gregorian calendar, so that makes it 2011.
As for how Harold came up with the actual day, the flood began on the 17th day of the second month, when Noah was 600 years old, by the way.
Not bad for a sailor in the days of scurvy, and syphilis, and the Kraken.
Which translates to May 21st in the Gregorian calendar. That calendar that we all know and love and hang with pictures of naked firemen and look up longingly because, we're too busy researching radical Bible interpretations to have had a date in, I don't know, the last 8 months maybe.
Now, it may surprise you to learn that, according to Cramping, Jesus was crucified on April 1st, 33 AD, which Christians celebrate by pulling pranks on each other. This date is exactly 722,500 days before May 21st, 2011, if you actually start counting from April 2nd instead of the 1st. Otherwise, it's 722,501, and that would just not make any sense at all, because 722,500 is the product of 5 times 10 times 17 squared.
Amazing, because as we all know,
after reading Geraldo Campanelli's pamphlet,
the number 5 represents atonement, which makes sense because you only high-five someone when they've done something totally righteous.
The number 10 implies completeness, because everything is on a scale of 1 to 10, except for the Mayans who use base 20, which is probably why their apocalypse day was so way off.
And the number 17 indicates heaven, because that's the age when you can watch R-rated films, legally. And we all know what that means.
Boobies! High five! So, the number 722,500 is super secret God code for atonement is complete for heaven, which means we're completely saved. And the power of 2 is because squaring a number in Judeo-Christian numerology is the algorithmic equivalent of writing in all caps.
And because it's second coming, maybe?
Well,
no?
Harodini just says it's for emphasis. Kind of seems like he gave up there.
Okay, well, everything's going to end on May 21st.
Not quite. The unsaved damned will stick around in a hell on earth until the world explodes in October. May 21st is the Rapture.
Like when God threw the fiery fastball at Earth and ended the reign of the dinosaurs, in what is known in the Bible as the Velocirapture.
The Rapture is described in the biblical passage Thess 4:17, when in the end times the Christians will be gathered naked in the air to meet Christ.
According to Harry and his swollen hippocamping, earthquakes will hit at 6 p.m., opening up graves and mausoleums, and 3% of the world's population will be sucked up to heaven.
Harold is predicting a naked zombie apocalypse.
I know what you must be thinking. This sounds really unlikely, and even though the dude is old, I kind of question his expertise. But remember, Mr. Compost comes from a long line of apocalypse prophets, and is no amateur at predicting the end of the world.
That's right, he's had practice. In 1994.
It didn't go so well, but remember, even Nostradamus, Pat Robinson, Richard Nolan, and Ronald Wineland didn't quite nail their salvation the first time. Only the Romans ever got that right.
So if you're reading this on May 22nd, well, I guess it sucks to be you.
And if you're watching this in November, congratulations.
So long.
Until next time.